still stoked about that fish. I don't know if it's hard to understand because we've been trolling for so long, having that line out, and we haven't caught anything since Sumbawa before we left Lombok. And one fish out of the ocean for us is, I think that's sustainable. I'm not going around netting and catching 3 million fish like some commercial fishermen, but from here north to Singapore, we're going to Linga, South Linga Islands. If you Google it, it's just a group of islands. And from here north, there's going to be squally conditions. We're close to the equator, and as you get close to the equator, there's less wind and more squally type conditions. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get rained on soon.
Smoothie bowl.
Wow, what's in this thing?
Pawpaw and pineapple.
Oh, nice.
It's good.
So yeah, that's what's to come. That's what's going down.
This is the reality of pouring a hot drink.
No love is lost in no sweet wisdom can. So save your tears and save yourself the shame. Oh, cyclone. As we left the house into
The anchoring woes continue. Give it a go.
I could taste in the air a familiar sense of pride. And the wind it blows, you held your head up high. Then I saw the clouds roll storms into your eyes.
That glass jars on a roll, literally. So this is one of those times when we're just hating the fact we're in a rolly anchorage. Dylan is so annoyed. I mean, I'm annoyed too, but I'm laying down, but he's extra annoyed. Tell us how you feel about the rolly anchorage.
Shit. So there must be a current or something. Current like
a raisin?
Direct to the side, so we have to sit on that side. So
That's how mad he is. He's slamming cups down after he dries them. So Dylan and I got like no sleep. How much sleep did you get, Dylan?
I don't know, not much.
It was a very, very uncomfortable anchorage.
The worst I've ever had.
I think, yeah, he's right. He just said I think it's the worst I've ever had. I would tend to agree. So bad. Sideways on, and it's not flat at all. There's a proper swell, like a proper wave that comes through here. It's calm now. Of course, it's calm now when we're about to leave. But like, oh my god. We should have known better to use an anchorage like this at this time of year. We tried to anchor over, there's like a channel to come in here, and the wind and the swell's kind of coming from that way, and there's a little bit of a landmass there. So when we were coming in yesterday afternoon through that channel, it flattened out in there heaps. We came over here, sussed this anchorage out, and it was like immediately rolly. So we went back there and tried to anchor. It was in 18 meters, which is pretty deep anchorage, considering this is a 4-meter anchorage. But we were willing to have that over the roll here, and we dropped. It just didn't grab, and it was quite a successful anchor. So why the anchor didn't grab, we're not sure, but it made us think maybe it was like a coral rubble bottom and not mud or sand. So instead of trying again, which in hindsight maybe we should have just tried again, we came over here, and what a mistake. Oh my god, I was like, tried to sleep in the cockpit, tried to sleep on the couch, tried to sleep in our bed, did like 3 tries of each. Had all the couch cushions, had an extra blanket that I don't even know where I got it from. I must have got it in like a weird sleep state. And yeah, I did not sleep, so it's okay. Today's only maybe like 6 or 7 hours, and we'll probably just sail the whole way and have a good rest when we get there. So cheers. I kid you not, there was white caps in the bay. Waves with white caps were smashing against the hull while we were trying to sleep. All night. For hours and hours and hours.
Well, should you expect to see something that you haven't seen in somebody you've known since you were 16? And if love is a bolt from the blue, then what is that bolt but a glorified screw? And it doesn't hold nothing together. Far from these nonsense bars, and then nowhere music, it's making me sick. And I know it's making you sick. There's nothing there, it's like eating air. It's like drinking gin with nothing else in, and that doesn't hold me together. But for one, cried it out, you were the only one in the room. I sailed around all those bumps in the night to your beacon in the gloom. I thought I had found my golden September in the middle of that purple June. Yeah, but one crowded hour would lead to my wrecking room.
I thought you guys might appreciate a little double filming perspective. I'm a sucker for slow-mo content, so I'm constantly leaning out the back steps or crouched down low at the bow with a gimbal trying to get a good shot. The process of getting workable footage can be a little tricky. As you can see, the end product from the Removu has it looking all smooth and peaceful, but truth be told, the exit from our anchorage at South Linga was pretty hectic. As you can see from the footage Dill took on our Fuji, that's quite evidently lacking a gimbal. This is a more accurate representation of what the conditions were really like that day. So today I think it's going to be maybe 6 or 7 hours up to Kentar.
Yeah, pretty tired this morning because of, it was just crazy last night. There was like a current through the anchorage, but the wind was coming from the opposite direction, so yeah, we kind of sing side on. Just coming out through here, we had 5.5 speed through the water, and we got back to like 2.5 speed over ground, so there's a bit of a current there. And there still is, we're still just creeping along. Change of plan. Instead, we might still go to Kentar the day after, but we've decided to change anchorages. So I'll show you where we are here. We anchored here last night, it was terrible. We were going there, but we're gonna pull up. We're gonna pull up where that dot is there. Only because, I'll show you, if I zoom in, it's like a white sand beach with all these little fishing, it's like a fishing village with piers going out into the water all along the northeast side of that beach. So I reckon we go there, we'll check that out and ding it in or just row in and see the locals, because it looks pretty cool from the satellite. So we're very close to the equator here, and I've crossed the equator on the boat before, on CB's boat, so Lauren hasn't. So she is a polywog, and what I need to do is we need this next anchorage and the one after, we've got to try and do like an equator sort of thing where I get some murky stuff and pour it on her when we cross the equator. So I'll just keep it quiet because I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do. So this is that little fishing village, that fishing island that we just spoke about. It's only like 5 or 6 hours away, not even. So it looks pretty cool. These people apparently are very friendly, and this is just the way of life. This is the way where they live and where they stay. And yeah, got the apprentice back here. Nah, she's better at the helm than I am. What's our depth here, lovely?
What do you reckon?
7. 11 meters. Yeah. 11 meters here. There's the village. It looks like there's a little moss there. Let's zoom in on this village with the big camera.
So far, I've been lost and led by your stars. Tonight I'm seeing nothing but dark.
We're going to try anchor here. Anchoring attempt number 1. Okay, so attempt 1 wasn't a failure, but we were getting too much wind wrapping around this little island, so we're going to try and anchor right off of the little huts, see what depth it is and give that a go. There's only like limited protection, it's tiny little palm trees. Flatter the better, because last night was the worst anchorage we've been in. Little float there, and one back there, so we're just gonna anchor before that, and then hopefully we don't pick up someone's net. We'd be in big shit. Anyway, we're probably gonna drop here, I reckon. It's not too bad. Little roll, but better than last time. All right, you just tell me when. So Lauren's just put it in neutral and she's letting the wind bring us back. And we've got a new anchoring style because I tend to get a bit grumpy and try and yell stuff. Hear the call to prayer. Try and yell stuff from the front, so Lauren's in control when she's at the helm. Drop him? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna drop. Alright, I didn't put all of it out, I'll just pull back on about 30 meters and see if it holds it. Try to pull back on that log. Throw the old foot on the chain so I can feel if it's dragging. I can feel already it's probably mud. And we've grabbed already. Right, so that's telling me that I reckon it's mud because usually if it's anything else you'll feel it and then dig down. But if it's mud, it's kind of like a smooth process. It sort of just drives itself down until it's set. So, and if it is like a coral rubble, it'll just bounce over the top of the coral rubble on the seabed, and that's not something you want to try and anchor in. So, yeah, perfect. Either a sandy bottom or a mud bottom, and we are anchored. How good is this? Just cut him up into small cubes. We're gonna beer batter him and shallow fry it for dinner.
What's for dinner?
Just some Spanish mackerel fish bites. Beer batter.
Beer batter. And I have made an Asian salad, or an Asian coleslaw maybe. I know, I just kind of made it up. It's just like cabbage, carrot, chili, onion, lime, pineapple, and a little bit of soy sauce. I'll just put them. Oh yeah, trevally.
Trevally.
No, what is it? Not trevally. It's trevally.
Spanish mac.
Spanish mac.
Dinner's served.
Dinner is served. So it's pretty early. It's like 5. It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
We usually have dinner at like 7 or
early
something.
dinner, then we can have popcorn later.
You know it. No, we're having an early dinner because we're both really tired. I'm really tired. We both kind of had mini crashes today about being so tired after our last few nights of shitty anchorages. So it'll be good to have early dinner, maybe watch a show, have some popcorn, and go to bed early in a calm anchorage where we can actually get some good sleep.
We have to make some beer bread, but we can just make that tomorrow. Yeah,
we saved some beer so we can make beer bread. Maybe we'll run you through it. Have we run them through it yet?
I think I did, roughly.
We'll give you an in-depth beer bread since people are saying in the comments that they're interested in the recipes that we use on board. So you asked and we shall deliver.
This is just normal beer batter with salt and pepper.
Culinary delights of Dylan.
Beer and flour. Let's have a taste of just one little bite. It's still like got that flaky, look at that. That flakiness.
That's really good. It's hot.
Yeah. Those are good tasting fish. Spanish mackerel.
That's all for this week. Join us next week as we paddle in to visit the locals on Pana'a Island. We are welcomed by the most generous and beautiful people who invite us to share in the Muslim celebration of Hari Raya. Sailing Blue Moon videos are made possible by our patrons and viewers just like you. If you'd like to support our content creation while receiving perks in return, you might consider becoming a patron. Or maybe you'd just like to buy us a beer or donate to the Sailing Kitty via PayPal. Every little bit counts and we'll be sure to give a shout out.
If you enjoy our content, you can help us out by liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell to the right to be notified of new episodes. We'd also love to hear from you, the viewer, so hit us up in the comments below.
And lastly, you can follow us in real time on Instagram and Facebook. As always, thanks for watching Blue Moonies.